We are live on Proline TV talking thoroughbred horse racing. And after wall-to-wall football for me over the last few days, it's nice to talk about something else. And that means Jon Hardoon is joining me as the expert of the two as we talk about some big racing coming up at Keeneland this weekend, including some Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races. How's it going, John?
Good, Greg. How are you?
Good. So again, want to say hello to all of our viewers once again, as we are free on YouTube on our Proline TV channel. Don't forget, you can hit the icon on the bottom of the screen that says thanks if you'd like to donate to the channel and to support the channel. Otherwise, just hit the subscribe button to like, to share. All that kind of stuff is also very important to support what we're doing here to provide you with all of this excellent information for free. So, John, we have a couple more weeks to go, and then things will quiet down because the Breeders' Cup is coming up. But 2 more weeks of important racing for a lot of hopefuls for the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, we're about a month out, and this is going to be probably the last weekend of win-in-your-in races. There's a bunch of them, so coast to coast, a lot of 2-year-old races. So we try to stay away from those for the most part, only because they're lightly raced horses, and what does one race really mean?
Yeah. Have you heard anything, grapevine, anything at all regarding some of these 2-year-olds, any of these races that our viewers should maybe keep an eye on?
No, everyone's going to be interesting to watch a Champagne in New York because a horse that Tom Amoss had, Not Your Time, I think ran an 8 first time out, and he won by 17 lengths his first race at Saratoga. So people are obviously going to want to see how he does in career start number 2. And as far as California is concerned, Baffert, like usual, loaded.
They're in California.
Who? No, there are some California races. I'm just saying.
Okay, just in general. Okay.
Yeah, this is a general.
Oh, you mean California bred horses?
Not California bred, California horses that are racing in California for Baffert.
You didn't even realize
California
that.
Bred.
Okay. Yeah, I was so zeroed in on these Aqueduct and Keeneland races this weekend. What race is that? The Aqueduct race you're talking about?
I think it's a Champagne. Let me check for you.
Let's see. Where is that? Let's see. This weekend, we've got tomorrow during the day, you've got the Pilgrim and the Futurity. That's at Aqueduct. Those are 2 Breeders' Cup races. Also, you've got the Champagne, as John mentioned. That's a Grade 1. That'll be on Saturday at Aqueduct. Also, the Grade 1 Frizette, the Grade 2 Miss Grillo, and the Grade 3 Jockey Club Derby, all at Aqueduct. 3 of those 4 are Breeders' Cup races. And then at Keeneland, there are 3 on Friday. All 3 are Breeders' Cup graded stakes races. And then on Saturday, there are 5 with 3 Breeders' Cup races, 3 Grade 1 races. We're going to be talking about the Coolmore Turf Mile in just a bit. That is our lone Breeders' Cup race on our broadcast today. We're also going to be talking about the Grade 1 First Lady. So those are the 2 races on our card here tonight. And then there are 3 additional races at Keeneland on Saturday. There's a Grade 1 Breeders' Cup race at Keeneland on Sunday.
There's a million races.
That's the Spinster. Yeah. And then next week, we'll do some more. Not as many, but we have still a good assortment of races next week to choose from at Keeneland. Primarily, that's going to be the track more than likely we'll go with on the card for next week. Okay. So let's get to what we're going to do today. Now, we were thinking about which was the bonus race, and John and I had like a tie between race number 6 and race number 7 on the card at Keeneland. So we decided, well, I'll just give the pick I like. John will give the pick he likes, and we'll go from there. So in race number 6, this is the Grade 2 Woodford. And this is a 5.5 furlong race on turf. And I'm going to take the 5 Doncho. It's not a sexy pick, but it is a horse that's coming off back-to-back 8s. So I like that. Also, the 4 and the 7, I think, are some nice, decent long shots to take a look. Actually, the 4 is more of a long shot, Outlaw Kid, along with the 7, Governor Sam. So that's going to be my play, the 5 over the 4-7 in race number 6 at Keeneland. And John, race number 7 at Keeneland.
Well, can I give my opinion in this?
Oh, you can definitely do that.
I like the 4 at 10-1. You have the right numbers, just in a different order.
Okay, I like that.
4's getting Pratt for the first time. I just think this horse is sitting on a big race. You're getting 10-1. Listen, nothing wrong with your horse. He set the track record 2 starts back at Ellis Park when he won that race. I was using 4 with 5, 7, 8. You were using 5 with 4. Who? 4 and 7, I think.
Correct.
Okay, so I got 4 with 5, 7, 8. You got 5 with 4, 7. So basically, it's the same numbers.
There you go. And we had no idea, and we did not even. This is just blindly giving our picks. So
right.
Shows you exactly.
The 7th race today, the other half of that extra bonus race. The big favorite in here, number 5, Vahava, certainly could win. However, I like the number 7 horse in here, Zaltos. Throughout his last 2 races on the grass, even though they were okay, was getting better on the. She was getting better on the dirt. She has a win in 2 seconds at Keeneland. She's 9-2, and again, first time Pratt. So I ended up on the 7 Zaltos. I would use her with the 4, 5, and 6, but I like the 7 in there if you really get 9-2.
Okay, so the 7 with the 4, 5, and 6. Zaltos is coming off 3 9s and a 10 in his last 4 races. In her last 4 races, with 2 9s back to back in her last 2 on dirt.
The last 2 times she was on the dirt, she ran a 9 in both of those races.
Yeah, so she has definitely been a little bit more. Her numbers are definitely better this year over Vava.
Yeah,
yeah,
and she's 5 times the price. So why wouldn't you better?
All right, so there you go. That's our bonus picks for races 6 and 7 on the card at Keeneland for Saturday. And now we're going to go right into our 2 top races back to back here. Unfortunately, there's a race in between them, but hey, that's life. Race number 8 and race number 10. We'll start obviously with race number 8. Let me go ahead and get that on the screen. Let me pop that up here. Okay, the entries, here they are. All right, so it's the First Lady Stakes, otherwise known as the Chad Brown Stakes. And Chad Brown has won all 5 of these races so far. The First Lady Stakes, it's a mile race on turf, and this is for 3-year-olds and up. This is fillies and mares. The race should go off about 4:45 on Saturday, and it's a full field, a 12-horse field. And I would guess that these alternate horses are probably just hoping for a regular scratch here or there so they can get in, because even a couple of these alternate horses are not that bad if they can get in.
If the 13 draws in, he's a serious player. So that's correct.
Yep. All right.
We're assuming, though, we're going on the premise that they will all be scratched.
Yeah. But the 13, we'll give you a little bit of information on 13, because if anything happens, that's the first horse in, and that one we'll let you know about that horse. Okay, so let's start first of all. Again, the morning line favorite is the 5. That is Dynamic Pricing, and this is a 4-1 shot. Big surprise, Chad Brown. It's one of his 2 horses in the field. Okay, so we'll start with the 1 here. Choicea, whatever the heck. Choicea. What do you think there? What does that say?
Choicea? I have no idea.
Choicea. All right, whatever. All right, let us know. Comments, very important. All right, so let's take a look at her. She's a 9-2 shot. She ran a 10 at Keeneland, which actually was her best number when she won a grade 1 race in April. Since then, a 14 and an 11.
It was her first start in the country, so that's got to count for something. But you're going to need to run an 8 probably to win this race. So I would keep that in mind. And this horse is yet to run it. She's 9-2. I think you have better options at longer prices.
Okay. Next up is the 2, another horse that has a weird name. And this is Pletcher and Velasquez combo, an 8-1 shot, but she looks a little slow.
She's never run better than 13. She's very slow. She's 8-1.
Okay. Next up is the 3. And now we get into some interesting long shots here. Nanda Day. Nanda Day. And Nanda Day is a 15-1 shot. Now, she's got a couple of 12s in the United States, including a 12 in February. Now, the reason you're getting 15-1, I think one of the main reasons is it's her first race in 8 months, and it's also her 3rd race in 21 months. Other than that, She's done a lot of good, as you can see by her record. She's also got a win at Keeneland. That was last October. The 12s are nice. They were both on Lasix. She's 4 for 4 at this distance. So look, for long shots, and there are a few in this race to choose from. I think this is a good long shot race. What do you think about Nanda D?
Well, you could forget the 15-1. You're not going to see that price. That's just not happening.
Okay.
The two races that she has in this country were both on Lasix, and now she's running without Lasix. So that would be somewhat of a concern. I mean, she's 8 for 9 lifetime on the turf. So obviously she's going to take money, but she's what we would call reverse buried. While she's impressively winning, on the form and all that, but numbers-wise, the numbers aren't there, and she's coming off of Lasix. She's coming off of a layoff as well. The plus is that Jose Ortiz thinks enough of her to take the mount. Well, he rode this horse in both of her wins in this country, so that goes for something, but I don't think you're getting the price. And again, I think you're going to have plenty of other horses to play in here.
Okay, next up is the 4, Simply in Front. And Simply in Front is a pretty decent option here at 8-1. She's got a couple of grade 2 wins, and her line has been pretty nice. She really hasn't done a whole lot wrong as far as her career. A lot of numbers basically lately in her last, say, 8 races. They've all ranged between mostly 8 and 12. She's coming off the 8. She ran 3 straight 10s to start the season. Then she ran an 8 in her last start. The only thing that would concern me a little bit is she has not been in the money in both of her races at Keeneland. But at 8-1, she definitely looks like a decent option.
Well, she's my top selection. Listen, as a 2-year-old, she ran 13s. As a 3-year-old, her top was 10s, a 10 and 11. And now all of a sudden she's running 8s. So she's getting better as her racing career goes on and as she gets older. This is another horse that does not run on Lasix. So the fact that they're not running on Lasix on Saturday, if anything, it gives her a plus. Also, she's 8-1. She hasn't done anything wrong. 12s last year, 10s this year, and 8 last time out. Time off going into the 8. Why wouldn't I like this horse? And this is going to end up being my top selection.
Okay, there you go. Simply in Front will hopefully be in front on Saturday. You heard it here first. Next up is the 5, the morning line favorite, Dynamic Pricing. And Dynamic Pricing, this is, again, one of Chad Brown's 2 horses in the field. She's got grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 wins. She's won 3 of her last 4. She has done pretty well as far as the couple of wins at this distance. She started the year, though, with a 9 and an 8, which was nice. Matter of fact, if you look at it, going back all the way to March of last year, she went from 15 all the way up to 8 over a 7-race span. But then the last 2 races, she has gone a little bit backwards from an 11 to a 13. Matter of fact, she won that race with a 13 last time out last month, John.
Yeah, so she's going in the wrong direction. She's going to be one of the choices, if not the favorite. I want to play against it. I mean, I would use this horse off of the strength of the 8-1 on the 4, but the line is really not very strong on this horse, to be honest with you.
Okay, next up, we have the 6, and this is Simmering, a 12-1 long shot that seems a little slow.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, no, she's no good.
Yeah,
I don't like her.
Yeah, there's nothing to see here. There are much better imports that we'll talk about later. All right, the 7 is Heredia, and Heredia is one of these long shots at 15-1 that I also want to find a way to get her in the mix. Gaffaleone, that's an upgrade. That's good. I like that. She's coming off a grade 2 win, which is also nice. Now, she did not race in 2024, and this is part of the reason why I'm actually, since she's a long shot, I'd like to play her, because she's now going to be on her 4th race since then. So I think she's had a little bit of time to get going. Again, she's coming off a grade 2 win, going wire to wire, and I'm getting 15-1 with an upgrade with Gaffaleone.
But what's the best number you could possibly give her? Are you seeing a 10 or better coming? Because that's what she's going to need. I mean,
sure. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm hoping that the 4th race.
Also, Greg, she's 6 years old. If she was 4 years old, she would have the possibility to make that big forward jump. But as a 6-year-old, it's not so easy to do. Not only that, she won her last race. So again, this is a case where she's going to take money. And this race was a slow race. It was a big race. It was the yellow ribbon at Del Mar, which is a big deal. However, it was a slow race. I don't want that horse at all.
Yeah, she was also the favorite of the race.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, we gave her out on this show when she
did
won.
we?
Yeah, and she ran the bad numbers. So once in a while, you get a break and you're back into one. But we liked her that day. And
maybe I'm coming to remembering something I didn't realize I remembered, which is why I kind of like her as a long shot. Okay. The 8 is Pinup Betty. I think another long shot that is under consideration because she's got a couple of grade stakes wins, but also her line is actually better than Heredia is. Her line has been improving over her last several races. Even this year, she's gone 12, 11, 10, 10. So the 10, 10, I don't think do they qualify for your pairs?
Yeah, well, let me look. Hold on. I'm doing 7 things at once. No, the time
she
is.
She ran a 10 previous.
Yeah, it's too far between them. You want them tight.
Too far between them, yeah.
But she's 20-1. I mean, you were talking about betting Heredia. How could you even think of betting Heredia before you bet this horse?
Sure, yeah.
I think you're making a mistake. Not only that, this.
Oh no, I like her absolutely.
This horse has races at Keeneland also, which is always important. And she has a second and 2 starts. This is a must-use.
Yep, absolutely. Pinup Betty, Maker, the trainer, again, 12, 11, 10, 10 coming in. Very consistent numbers over her career, and at least even just from what we've seen over the last 10 races. All right, next up is the 9, and this is Segesta. And this is going to be my top play. I hope I get 5-1. You got Pratt and Brown combo. Of course, Brown is undefeated in this race. A couple of graded stakes wins. One of those, she's actually got a win at Keeneland. And her numbers really have been very good. If you look at last year, she went from 23 all the way to 9. And then she took some time off, came back in May, and has gone 12, 12, 11, 8. So she's heading right back in the right direction. Again, I don't know. I probably doubt I'm going to get 5-1. I could see that being a lot lower, which means I probably won't be happy about that. But at 5-1, I like her.
I agree. There's nothing wrong with her. You know, she's similar to the 8. She's a 4-year-old. She's improving. The only problem is she'll be a quarter the price of the 8 because it's Chad Brown, like you said, and Flavian Pratt. Not only that, the horse is 1-for-1 at Keeneland, an absolute must-use.
The 10 is Zara, a 6-1 shot to get a Reddities Jr. on board. 4 wins in her last 6, including a grade 2 win in her last start. And she's got a pretty good line too, but the problem I would have is all you have to do is compare her to the 8, Pinup Betty. Very similar. They're both like the lines are headed the right direction, but Pinup Betty's numbers are actually a little bit faster than Ozara, and you're getting double the price.
Right, and now you're getting to outside posts. This horse is breaking from the 10 posts at a mile. Not an easy thing to do, you know. But that being said, she unfortunately doesn't make the cut because she's a little slow compared.
Yeah, but she's definitely someone that's capable of going out there and having her
How
best
many
race.
horses are going to use those?
Well, exactly. We can't use them all. Absolutely.
Right.
But at least, hey, we give the viewers the
horse
information.
Absolutely has a chance. But again, you can't use them all. And the name of the game is value. You should, especially a race like this, you have to demand some value.
Yeah, and her numbers have gone from 14 to 11 this year. Okay, the 11, speaking of 11, Great Generation is way too slow. She did run an 8 in May, but the last 2 races were 17 and 15.
Yeah, I don't like this horse at all.
Okay, and then the last horse that is eligible as of right now is the 12, Jody's Pride. And Jody's Pride is a 15-1 shot, and she's coming off a 10 in her turf race, which was only the second time she's ever ridden on turf. She has a 13 at Aqueduct last year on turf. She did run an 8 and 2 9s on dirt track this year.
But they're on the turf.
Yeah, but now she's going back to turf for her second straight race.
Yeah, I don't like her here. I mean, she looks like a lot of other horses in the race.
Yeah, she's got pretty good speed here and there, but we've got so many other better horses to choose from.
Right.
So, All right, and then just to let everybody know about Special Wanda number 13 in case she gets in. She's 7-2
with whoever you're king.
Yeah, she's coming off an 8. She ran a 9 last October, and in between, she's got a 10 and an 11.
Right, and she has a win at Keeneland also, or she has a race at Keeneland, I should say.
She ran a 9 in that race at Keeneland.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that was and a mile too. So,
all right, so I'm going to key the 4. That's simply in front, and exact is first and second with the 5 dynamic pricing, the 8 Pinup Betty, and the 9 Sagesta. 4 with 5, 8, 9, and again, if the 13 draws in, we'll have 4, 13 as well. And you're doing
13, 2. All right, I'm going to do the 9 over the 3, the 4, the 7, and the 8. So the 9 over 3, 4, 7, 8.
Right. Good.
Mostly long shots. And that's going to be our first race. That is the First Lady Stakes. Okay, now take a look at race number 10. Move along here.
Another mile race on the turf. This is the Coolmore. No AEs here, but they all go. And again, it's a turf race. So,
okay. Let's see.
By the way, this also is a tough race because you have some European invaders that could be good, but we'll figure it out. Let's do it.
Yep, that's what I was referencing before. These invaders actually have some mojo. Unlike those imports that we just talked about.
These are grade 1 horses, and these horses have earned over $1 million for the most part. So,
okay, so we've got another mile race, another turf race. It's the Coolmore Turf Mile, and a $1.25 million race. This will go off about close to 5:45 on Saturday. 3-year-olds and up. And we'll start with the 1. By the way, the morning line favorite is the 4, Diego Velasquez, one of those imports we mentioned. All right, let's start with the 1, Donegal Momentum, a 12-1 shot. He's got a grade 3 win. Velasquez looks like, I'm not sure if he's ever been on this horse, might be first time. Coming off a 9. Matter of fact, the horse has 2-9 in his last 3 starts, but I'm not sure that's good enough.
No, you're going to need to run probably a 7, to be honest with you, to win. I don't really like him in this spot.
It does have a grade 3 win, as I mentioned, in the Poker Stakes. That was in June when he ran a 9 at Saratoga. Next up, we're going to go with the 2, and this is Quattrocento. This is a long shot that I think is worth putting in your exotics because the line for the sheets is awfully nice, John. Now, this is one of those typical horses that we talk about all the time. The difference between looking at the sheet 9 and then taking a look at, say, just the form. The form says optional claimers, maidens, nothing to write home about. But the sheet numbers say, well, this horse is actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, no question about it. The only thing I could tell you is his last 2 races were at Kentucky Downs. That's a tough course, if you remember. It's up and down hills and everything else. But that being said, his Kentucky Down races are in line with his other races. So he may have run the 9 and 7, even if they weren't at Kentucky Downs. And I certainly would be using them.
Yeah, he's coming off 3 9s and a 7 in his last 4 races. Now, the one of the negatives, he hasn't raced. Excuse me, he doesn't have a win yet off of Lasix. So you have to deal with that. But again, you're getting 15-1 on the 2.
Yep.
Okay, the 3 is going to be Howard Wolowitz. Howard Wolowitz had a grade 1 win just before the Breeders' Cup last year, running an 8.
That was at Kentucky Downs. And the 7 he ran last time was at Kentucky Downs. The problem with this horse is he's stretching out today for the first time, going around 2 turns. All his good races have been sprinting. He's going to get bet. I would play against this horse.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not see a bounce coming as well?
Exactly.
Last time he ran an
8-12, then he won 6-16. Why is he going to run off the 7?
Yeah, every time he runs a single digit, he bounces to a double digit.
Correct.
Okay, next up is the favorite, Diego Velasquez. And, Diego Velasquez, I think, is one of those imports when we don't really have a whole lot of info, even though we do have numbers, and I think that's important. But getting those numbers says a couple things, and that this horse is for real.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming in with a 7 in his last start, which was a Grade 1 win over in France. He's got 4 wins in his last 5. He's made over $1 million. He's being trained by Aidan O'Brien. This could be a tough horse to beat.
Well, if you want to bet him off of one number, because you're betting him off the 7, I guess.
He's got 3 other. He's got 10s before
but
that.
Guess what? You're going to find 4 other horses that have 10s or better coming
Absolutely.
up.
Absolutely. These imports are always hard to.
Yeah, they're hard to
work
read. So some of them are much better than the numbers. So listen.
Okay, the 5 is Woodshana, a 5-1 shot. Gaffleone on board. So this horse is in the States for the first time. 8 for 8 in the money, coming in with an 11 and a 9. So if I'm going to take an import, I'd rather just take the 4 over the 5.
Yeah, well, but the 5 is another one that's never been 2 turns. These are all sprint races, and now on Saturday he's being asked to go 2 turns for the first time.
Yeah, do we know now with the 4 running the mile races, do we know what kind of tracks those are as far as turns and things of that nature?
No. They're European. I mean, they're good tracks. They're not bad tracks. Listen, the horse earned over $1 million in 11 starts, so he's a real horse.
The 6 is Mercanti or Mercant. This is the Joseph Ramos, and I don't think I've ever seen Brian Kippenberg. Yeah,
not sure he has many horses, but he does a good job with this horse. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. This horse has 4 8s in his last 6 races.
Not only that, his last race, by the way, you could really draw a line through. It was 1.5 miles, and it was at Kentucky Downs, up and down hills. So he had every right not to run well that day. And now he's going back to 1 mile where he ran an 8 2 starts back. This is an interesting horse at 20-1. I should have really probably given him a better number, and I did it. So.
Yeah. So another good long shot. And again, there were some nice long shots in this race as well. All right. Next up, the 7 is Epic Ride. Speaking of good long shots, Epic Ride, what I really like about Epic Ride is this horse has not only 1 5, but 3. What I also like about Epic Ride is he's got 3 5s in his last 7 races on different surfaces. He ran a 5 on dirt. He ran a 5 on turf. He ran a 5 on synthetic. He's coming off a 5. He ran a 7 in his previous start. So it's not like he ran a 15 to a 5. So it was only basically 2 points higher. And he's run previous 5s. He's coming off that Grade 3 win at Kentucky Downs, another one of those Kentucky Downs horses. But this is a must play.
At 20-1, there's not even a question. He may even be the key, to tell you the truth, but we'll keep going.
All right. The 8 is Program Trading, a 9-2 shot, and definitely one of the top contenders for sure. If you look at it, though, he's only had 8 races in 2.5 years. But every time he races pretty good. Matter of fact, he's got 3 Grade 1 wins over 8 career races. This is a Chad Brown horse with Frary and Pratt riding. So this is going to be one of the horses to beat.
Yeah, but the problem with him is he went off 5 cents to $1 last time. He was the favorite too. He's always the favorite. I mean, off of numbers, he's not better than a lot of other horses, to tell you the truth. And there really isn't much value. I'm using him if I'm keying someone long. I would never key off of that horse.
Sure. Yeah, and again, the best.
I mean, listen, on paper, it looks impressive. He's got 8 lifetime starts, 5 wins in 2 seconds. So he's 7 out of 8, first or second. I get it, but I think these are much better horses than he's been facing. My opinion.
Yeah, and again, we're only talking about this is the second race since June of last year.
Correct.
And so, look, there are some issues for sure. If this horse winds up getting shorter than this, then it's like, why would I take him? But 5-1 is not bad, close to 5-1. The 9 is Rhetorical, an 8-1 shot. You got Aurelio Ortiz Jr. on board, coming in with 3 straight 8s. Now, this horse is, of course, as you can see, won 4 to 5 races, and this is a big step up in a Grade 1 race. But what do you think about Rhetorical coming in with 3 straight 8s?
Well, I don't know anyone else that has 3 straight 8s in the race. And he's 8-1.
8-1.
Another obviously must-use horse. It's a New York bred running against open company, so that's a little interesting. But listen, you're looking at numbers. He certainly belongs.
Lots to choose from in this race.
We're not finished.
No, we're not, because we're getting to Brilliant Birdie, another really good horse. This might even be the horse to take because you're getting 8-1. You got, the really excellent trainer jockey combo here. Grade 2 win as well. That was just a couple of starts ago. Ran a 9 in that race. Matter of fact, this year, the horses run a 10, 3 9s, and a 7. Another horse coming in from Kentucky Downs, by the way. And the horse has a win over this track. That was in a grade 3 win last October with a 9. So I think Brilliant Birdie might actually be the play here.
He's my top pick. That's who I'm playing.
Anything else to add?
We agree. I mean, this horse has never gone backwards. Not this year anyway.
No, this is definitely a good. Let's hope we get 10-1. I mean 8-1.
Wait, there's another one coming. Not so fast.
Yeah, absolutely, another long shot that you need to consider. That is Beach Gold, the 11 at 30-1, and the line. Boy, this horse has also done nothing wrong. Even if you just want to take a look at the last 7 races, all the turf races, you have 3 12s, 2 10s, an 8, and a 7 in that order. This horse just keeps heading in the right direction. And big surprise, another horse coming in from Kentucky Downs. But 30-1 for a horse with those numbers.
And he's got an 8 before the race in Kentucky Downs. So, you have to use after going over this race with you got to be crazy to bet anybody that's a short priced horse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything. This race could really create chaos. I mean, it really can.
Yeah. No matter whatever we play, if we hit this race, we should make good money.
Yes, if you're fortunate enough to guess right in this race, you're going to get paid. Again, I'm avoiding the favorites, so you got to be crazy. I'm taking the 8 program.
By the way, the 12, John Quill, let's see, he's got a 20, a 15, and 11, but this is an import.
You got too many better options.
And we've got too many better options.
Yeah.
So
all right, so I'm going to see the 10, Brilliant Birdie with I don't even know if I want to use the 4. To heck with the 4. I'm not using anyone short. I'm using 10 with the 7, Epic Ride, the 9, Rhetorical, and the 11, Beach Gold. 10 with 7, 9, 11. Guess what? You even have room to box all 4 of those horses. I hate to tell you.
7, 9, 11, yeah. Because that's all I'm looking for. Besides the 10, of course, which I'm taking, I'll take the 2 underneath, the 6 underneath, the 7 underneath. And
who are you putting on top?
The 10.
Oh,
the 10. And so I'm going to do the 2, the 6, the 7 underneath. And then I'm also going to do the 11. So I'll do 10 over 2, 6, 7, 11. Because I have all those are long shots, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the 9. So I'm going to do 2, 6, 7, 9, 11 with the 10 on top.
Okay.
And you're doing 10 with the 7, 9, 11. So you're just not doing the 2 and the 6. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. Again, fingers crossed that we hit it on Saturday because that'll be a nice payday as long as those odds stay the same. And John, I appreciate your time as always. Next week, it looks like we're going to be hitting Keeneland. The main race next week is the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup. I hope that's not a 2-year-old race.
No.
Okay.
Is that from Woodbine?
That's from Keeneland.
Oh, Keeneland. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right,
so that's the big race. Yep. And then we'll be off and running a few weeks later for a very big week with the Breeders' Cup. So appreciate your time as always, John.
All right, Greg. Stay safe and be well. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
You got it. And Mr. Guitar, a little late on this. You just said this. A little late, Mr. Guitar. What's the sheet numbers for program trading? Well, I could do that. I don't need John for that. What, did you just come in late, Mr. Guitar? Or did I not give that? All right. Program trading. Let's see. We've got his first 3 race. Well, how many races? Got 8. So he went 3. His first 3 races were 12s. Then he went 8-10. Then he went 10-8. And now he's got a 10. So, I mean, there's no question we could see program trading running an 8, which would be bad news for us. And it's a good horse. There's no doubt about it. I mean, looking at this race, I think that as far as the non-long shots, you have the 4, you've got the 8, the 9 is 8-1, the 10 is 8-1. So you got 4 horses right there. All of those horses are capable of winning. Throw in the long shots, and you've got a crazy race here with some really good options. So there you go. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Guitar. Thank you very much, Pepe. Appreciate it. And we'll be back again next week. Once again, not only do you have the grade 1 on Saturday at Keeneland, I doubt we'll do the grade 2 on Sunday at Keeneland or the grade 3 at Keeneland on Friday. So it should be the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup. Hopefully they give us a good field, and then we'll just pick another race from that card more than likely. And then the next week looks like it's going to be obviously a lot quieter because the Breeders' Cup is done, the prep races. So we do have a grade 2 race at Aqueduct and 2 graded stakes races at Keeneland. And there's also a couple of graded stakes races at both of those tracks on Sunday, but I doubt we need to do those. And then in a couple of weeks, we go to just, let's see, same 2 tracks. Keeneland has got 2 graded stakes races. This is the week, by the way, the last week of October. But there are 9 stakes races. None of them are graded. 9 stakes races at Aqueduct. That's Saturday, the 25th of October. So I'm sure between all of those races and the 2 graded stakes races at Keeneland, I mean, look, the bottom line is over the next 3 or 4 weeks, it's all Keeneland and Aqueduct, mostly Keeneland, I would guess. And then the week after that's the Breeders' Cup. So we have a lot of racing ahead of us, which is great news. Let's hope that we can cash in big time on Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you got the thanks icon. You also have the subscribe button. And even if you've done all that, hitting the like button is also very important. If you can do that every time you watch one of these videos, as long as you like what you see, all of that really helps to contribute to the channel and everything else that we do here on Proline TV. We're going to be back again tomorrow with more coverage. We have our main show will be 2:30 Eastern time. Mark Lawrence and I are going to preview the weekend in the NFL and college football. We already did that earlier today with Jim Feist and Andy Iskoe. We looked at several games in the NFL, several games in college. We're going to do the same thing at 2:30 tomorrow live. We're just going to be picking different races from the NFL and college. So we got a wide variety of races that we handicap here every week, starting on Wednesdays. I've got my show, which is almost 2 hours, and I can't believe I do a 2-hour show every week, but I cover just about, I talk about every single game in the NFL and college football on that show. That doesn't mean I necessarily, actually, I don't talk about it, but I reference it. You can see, I scroll through and you can see all the odds and all the games in each conference. And I'll stop and talk about one particular race. One particular game usually like a couple every conference. And that's still a lot. And that's why these shows are almost 2 hours. But anyway, if you're into football and you really like to get into all that stuff, check out our Wednesday show, our Thursday show, and our Friday show. And I promise you won't be disappointed with all the information we provide you. So best of luck on Saturday, everybody, as far as our card is concerned and everything else you're doing. I'll also see you on Saturday with more NASCAR coverage. Should be about between 3 and 4 o'clock after qualifying and practice from the Roval in Charlotte. And we'll see you here next Thursday night. Probably go back to our regular time at 7 o'clock. And that's the reason to subscribe, so you never miss whenever we're changing the schedule on you. But we should be back again next Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern right here on Proline.